glad that you are tuning in today. This whole month, we are learning about heroes of the Bible. You know, heroes, they rescued their people. Heroes, they split the Red Sea. Heroes, they defy the jaws of the lions. And heroes, they get to their destination. I hope you are ready to learn amazing stories of the Bible. So, get ready for our lesson today. Let's check it out.
Oh, hey kids, it's Dipstick here. I'm so glad you joined us today because we're in our series called Bible Heroes. Say that with me, Bible Heroes. We've been learning about some cool cucumbers that's in the Bible. That's right, some cool people. Well, I was just messing around with my handy-dandy flashlight here because yesterday, me and Pickles, we signed up to go on a hiking tour. Yeah, that's right. And in our hiking tour, we were going to go explore a cave. It was really cool. Yeah, Ranger Bob, he was our guide, and he took us on a hike. And guess what? When we got there to the entrance of the cave, I said, ooh, it's kind of dark in there. I said, Ranger Bob, is there any lions or tigers or bears or chipmunks in there? And he said, no, we take special precaution to make sure that there's no wild animals in there. But you always have to be cautious and always have to be prepared. I said, okay. So we started going in the cave, and the further we got, it got darker and darker and darker. And I said, oh no, I need my mama. And then I remembered I had a flashlight. So I turned on the flashlight. And guess what? I could see all these beautiful rock formations that God created. It was an amazing time. Well, you know, thinking about caves and lions, that reminds me of a story I read the other day about Daniel in the lion's den. We can find this story in the book of Daniel, chapter 6. Well, Daniel, he loved God with all his heart. And he was a special leader. He was a governor. Well, guess what? The other leaders, the other governors, they were jealous of Daniel. That's right. They were jealous. They didn't like him because they worshiped all the false gods. And Daniel, well, he loved our Heavenly Father in heaven. And so they were jealous. So they got together and they made up a new law. A new law that says that for 30 days, no one could worship any god or anything or anyone unless it was the king, King Darius. Well, they knew that they were going to be able to catch Daniel in breaking this law. Because guess what? They knew that every day he worshiped God. Well, they went to the king, and the king said, that sounds like a good law. And so he signed it, making it official. Well, when Daniel found this out, he said, well, it's not going to stop me because I always worship God. So he went home up to his upper room, and he did what he always does. He opens up his windows toward facing the city of Jerusalem, and he gets on his knees and he worships God. He prays and he worships. He did that 3 times a day. Well, guess what? When he did that and those officials heard it, they went running to King Darius. They were being tattletales. And they said, King, Daniel has broken your new law. Well, that upset the king because he really liked Daniel. Well, they brought Daniel before the king, and Daniel didn't deny it. He said, no, I did worship God like I always do. Well, because of the new law, they were going to throw Daniel in the lion's den. That's right, because the new law said if anyone worships the king, they were going to get thrown in the lion's den. Pretty scary. Well, a lion's den is kind of like a cave. It has an entrance and no way out, unless you come back out this way. Well, they took Daniel and they put him in the lion's den, and they rolled a big stone in front so he couldn't get out. He couldn't escape. Well, this upset the king very much. He went home and he prayed, and he didn't eat. He didn't sleep. He wasn't even entertained because he was so worried about Daniel. Well, guess what? Daniel was praying too. I think I'd be praying too if there was a bunch of hungry lions in there with me. Well, the next morning, King Darius, he got up and he ran to the den, the cave. They removed the stone, and he calls out. He's like, Daniel, Daniel, did your God save you? Daniel calls out and he says, oh yes, King Darius, my God sent an angel and he shut the mouths of the lion. Wow. Well, that was really impressive to King Darius. In fact, he was so excited that he made a special announcement to the whole kingdom that the God in heaven, the one that Daniel prays to, is the one and only true God. That he shut the mouths of the lion and saved Daniel from the lion's den. Well, that made Daniel a hero. But guess what? He gave all the credit to God. He said, it wasn't me. It was the God I serve and the God I pray to and the God I worship. So, kids, don't be afraid of the darkness that's out there. When people are trying to accuse you of things or people are trying to be mean to you, know that you've got a light. Not a flashlight, but Jesus in your heart. And don't ever let anyone persuade you not to worship God. Because guess what? He can save you from the lion's den. Hey, I need to sign up for another hiking tour, because that was pretty cool going in that cave. Now, you got to remember, kids, never go into a cave by yourself. Make sure you always go with a guide or someone, an adult that's responsible, because there are dangers in caves. So, until then, kids, I will see you later. I gotta go tell my mama about our hiking trip and Daniel in the lion's den. Hey, Mama, can I tell you about Daniel